Welcome to Toastmaster Time, the show that's got everyone talking. I am Shruti Verma, and I'm delighted to be your host for tonight's very special episode. Tonight, we'll be interviewing the amazing current District 57 leaders, three passionate and inspiring individuals who work hard to support our Toastmasters community. Our moderator is the past president of Toastmasters International. He has worked with leaders in over 140 countries. It's such a great honor to have Michael Notaro leading the interviews tonight. So let's get ready for a candid conversation. Over to you, Michael.
Thank you, and welcome viewers to Toastmasters Television Time. My name is Michael Notaro, past international president, and it's my pleasure to interview the top 3 district officers in Toastmasters District 57. Now, this is a very special show because this year is our last year as District 57. We will be aligned in July 1, 2026, and we will be talking about that into 2 new districts, 205 and 206. And I'm going to turn to each of our trio members and give them a chance to share their Toastmasters story, what inspires them, what motivates them, and the reason why they stay involved in our organization. For all of our viewers, I want you to imagine that this could be you in a couple years. Every office in Toastmasters is a volunteer position for 1 year, including the position I held as Toastmasters International President. That means we need you to move into Toastmasters leadership and benefit all the benefits that come from our organization. So let's get to know our top 3. I'm going to turn first to our district director, Jeffrey Young. Jeff, tell us a little bit about your Toastmasters story. Why did you join Toastmasters, and what motivated you to step up into leadership?
Well, thank you, Michael. I think that the way I always talk about this is that I joined Toastmasters as a punishment assignment for my manager, who herself was a Toastmaster. She said, Jeff, you talk too fast. You're all over the place when you present. And I can't get you to present in front of VPs because you're not professional enough. Joined Toastmasters, and the first thing I did was hide behind WordMaster counter. Fast forward through a couple of different competent communicator paths, and one of the area directors doing their visit said, Jeff, you should be an area director. And I said, why? The truth of the matter is that being an area director was something that I did because no one else was stepping up. And then I became a division director because the person who was supposed to be doing it quit. And then I ran for club growth director because I liked the team that was going to be the trio the next year, which was Ed Cullen, Sally Philbin, Linda Patton. And I said, I want to work with these people. And they said, this is a 4-year commitment. Are you okay with that? And I said, sure, why not? Things have changed. And I'm district director, but I'm still happy with it.
Great, great. Thank you, Jeffrey. We'll turn to Maureen Filler now, our program quality director. Same question. Why did you join Toastmasters, and what inspired you to step up into leadership positions?
Originally, Toastmasters was suggested to me because of a team that I was a project manager in. I had team members all over the United States, and one of my project team members was none other than Roddy Spear. She would present various topics at our meetings from an engineering standpoint, but it was so easy to understand, so amazing to follow, and I learned so much from her. And I asked her specifically, how did you become such an amazing presenter? And she said, join Toastmasters. And I thought, I don't have time to do that right now. But when I retired, the first thing I did after I retired was look for Toastmasters. And what prompted me to join Scope-Masters East Bay, the club I belonged to for quite a while, was that I hold a project management certification. My certification was about to expire, and I was about 35 credits short. I had a month and a half to do it, and I looked on our PMI website, our local chapter in San Francisco Bay Area, and I found Scope-Masters, and I thought, oh, I can start earning PDUs the second I walk in the door. This is amazing. So I went to the meeting. I thought, hey, this could work. So I signed up that night, and sure enough, that night, their president at the time, Savitha Settler, said, we desperately need a vice president of membership. Would you like to do that? I have no idea how to do it, but sure, why not? So I signed up that night, and I became a VPM. The training had already happened. It was in mid-August. Training was not going to happen for me, so I had to learn how to do it by asking questions, reading different materials, going online, and I was very successful with it. I did not go to training till the following January. That January, I started helping with various projects, including some division things that Savitha was doing. I went to her various contests. I helped her there, and I started moving up, and next thing I knew, I started doing other things. I became a club president. The area director that year suggested I become, wait for it, an area director. So I signed up to be an area director. That was the most fun I ever had. It was the last year before the pandemic. A lot of things were still in person. I had a blast, met a lot of amazing people. And then I went back and became an area director again in 2023. Loved it, and joined a lot of worked out with a lot of amazing clubs, did a lot of great stuff. And then sure enough, the next path was division director for Division A, became division director of the year. I was running for club growth against none other than our current club growth director. And I did not win the election. However, things changed rather rapidly, and suddenly we needed a new PQD, and here I am. Looking forward to the challenges.
Oh, thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.
Toastmasters is a fortuitous world.
Mm-hmm.
Doors open sometimes when we least expect it. Dennis Dawson, you come from a technology background. You've stepped up into the position of Club Growth Director. Tell us, why did you originally join Toastmasters, and what motivated you to step up into leadership?
Thank you for asking, Michael. I knew you'd get to me eventually. Michael, what are the two sweetest words in the English language? That's right, free pizza. And that is why I joined Toastmasters. I was working at Documentum. Once a week, there was this conference room right next to my cubicle, and people were in there clapping like seals and laughing and having a good time. I said, what the heck is that project? I went into the break room one day, and on the wall was a flyer that said free pizza and Toastmaster somewhere, I'm sure. So I went to this meeting that had the free pizza, found out it was the people that meet in that conference room right next to my cubicle, and I decided I would join on the spot. Now, my background is in training and technical writing. I started training for Toastmasters because that was in my bailiwick. I wanted to be in a contest, and I couldn't find out where the area contest was. I had to finally reach the division director to find out about the contest. I actually won, but I said, how do you get to be one of these area directors? I don't want to go through the same rigmarole that I had to go through to be in this contest. They said, well, pretty much you raise your hand and say, I want to be an area director, and you get to be an area director. So I did that. I went to the conference where I was to be appointed, and it turned out there was no division director candidate. So I said, well, I don't know how to do that either. And became a division director right out of the gate. The next year I wanted to run for club growth director, but as it turned out, the CGD that year did not want to move up to program quality director. So starting my third year in Toastmasters, I became program quality director. Starting my fourth year, I became division director. That was way back in 2010. So 15 years later, why am I still in Toastmasters? If I'm such awesome sauce, if I've won the contests, if I've been a district officer in the past? The reason is I want to continue to build my public speaking and leadership skills, just like anybody who joined Toastmasters last week. And if you get out of Toastmasters, all you can get out of Toastmasters, you never get out of Toastmasters. That's right. Okay.
There is no
Great.
quit button.
Excellent.
there
Thank
isn't.
you, Dennis. You know, the wonder of what I'm hearing talking to the three of you is that each of you had a unique journey, a special journey that took you from the club to where you are today. And you felt the benefits of Toastmasters along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, you are our district director this year. Tell us a little bit about your theme and your vision for the year. How do you want to impact District 57 for our last year as District 57?
Well, thank you very much for the question. My theme for the year is simply lead up. And one of the reasons I got into higher level Toastmaster thing, area director, is because, like I said earlier, people weren't doing it. And being a leader in Toastmasters is a lot like getting outside your club, networking, and just having that talking in front of strangers experience over and over. But at the same time, being inspiring, being helpful with your experience. I've been a Toastmaster for 16 years now, not as much as Dennis or Maureen, but still, I've learned a few things along the way. And the point is that when you find cool stuff in one club or another, you bring it to the next club as the area director. You bring it to the next club as the division director. And my plan for this year was to be program quality director and teach. My personal motto is I wander, I wonder, I teach. And so the sudden jump to being district director, because our district director resigned for reasons, is to just kind of help everyone else lead. Because we are Toastmasters to learn how to speak, but we're also supposed to be leaders. And if we can't encourage people to lead, why are we still doing this? Why are we here?
Mm-hmm.
And so my lessons are still going to be, how do we find new leaders? Besides asking, would you like to be a leader? My lessons are, what goes into being a leader? What are good qualities? What are bad qualities? Who can we look to inspire us? And then finally, what role would suit you best? None of this, oh, we think you'll be good here just because we need somebody in that spot. What do you like doing? What do you want to do? And where do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Excellent, Jeffrey. Maureen, you are our program quality director this year, responsible for fulfilling some of those visions with training, connecting with the leaders, educational achievements. Tell us a little bit about your vision. How are you handling the job? You have goals, you have aspirations, but you have a lot of flexibility in how you go about achieving those goals. Tell us what it's like for you.
Well, I had a very quick ramp-up period, as you know. And the first thing I've been trying to do is prepare for two very important events. One is that we have Winter TLI, Toastmasters Leadership Institute, coming up in December. And we want to make it a good one. We want it to be inspiring. It technically is our last one as D57. It needs to be special. One of the ways that we're doing that is I'm working with the TLI Dean, who took over from me when I was in that position a couple of years ago. So I've been through this too. We created a survey for club officers throughout the district. We want to know whether you went to training or not. If you went to training, what did you like? What did you not like? What would you like to see change? And if you didn't go, why didn't you go? What made you not join us? Timing, content, what was it? What can we learn from you? So we're hoping to get some good information and good feedback from officers. The other thing that we want to be able to do is get a new crop of trainers. And for those who didn't get a chance to attend, we did a Train the Trainer workshop last Saturday. One of the goals there was to inspire new people to come in and start training at TLIs, at makeup sessions, workshops, whatever. And in the interim, those who aren't comfortable training just yet would make fantastic room monitors. It's a good way to get to work in that system, to learn how the training goes, work with an experienced trainer, and you learn a lot along the way. So I do recommend those as well. The second important thing is the conference in the spring. Tentatively May 16th of 2026, and as we've all been saying, this will be the last one for District 57, and we want to make it as special as humanly possible. We want it to be a good one. We want to go out with a bang. We truly do. So I'm hoping that everyone that's able to go will go. More details will follow. We haven't selected the venue yet. We're still looking, and I hope to have that selected in the next couple of weeks. So look for announcements on that. And my third thing I want to do is I want to get people, when they're advertising their clubs, when they're putting information out there on Facebook or wherever, that they follow the Toastmasters branding guidelines. I cannot stress that enough. It bothers me when I don't see Happy Yellow, Loyal Blue, and True Maroon. They're right there. They're easy to find. So that's going to be the subject of my next article, is how to find that brand manual and how to work with it. I want everybody to do it right.
Thank you, Maureen. Those
Welcome.
are some wonderful ideas. I'm excited that our team is working and doing so much to help our members.
Mm-hmm.
And the wonder of this show is that we have a chance to educate and inform, let the viewers know exactly what's going on in the district, because a lot of our members are just members of individual clubs. They don't have the perspective at all on the district. But one thing that is on everybody's mind, and I want to turn to you, Dennis, to handle this, is that we've had some challenges over the last couple of years in terms of membership and club building. Since the pandemic, our organization has really been struggling. And Dennis, I know you've got a lot of experience in the organization. Do you have some ideas to help us increase our club building, increase the size of clubs a lot? We have a lot of low membership clubs in District 57. That fits into your responsibility as Club Growth Director. Give us some ideas on how you're handling your role, Dennis.
It's a lot of pressure you're putting on me, Michael.
You can handle it, Dennis.
Yes,
I know. Well, I am the Club Growth Director. So one of the things I want to do is grow clubs. So that means start new clubs, of course, and to build the membership in the clubs that we already have. We have been struggling. Back in my day, back in 2010, George Bush was president back in those days, and we had 150 clubs in District 57. And we stayed pretty consistent with that number almost right up until COVID. Just before COVID, we went down to like 120. And then COVID, boom, really killed us. And now we're down around 100 clubs. And we'd like to build up from that. But one of the things that we're finding is the online club experience doesn't have the same traction as the in-person club experience we had prior to COVID. Now, God bless Zoom, it saved us. It saved the organization when we all had to go into hibernation back in 2021. But at this point, people are out in the world, and we need to either find a way to build those same connections in the online experience or the hybrid experience, or we have to make a real push for in-person clubs again. And that's actually where I'm leaning. I think that the in-person experience is something that will give us the opportunity to build clubs that will have the opportunity to last for years and years to come. Now, one of the things that has just come into my view in the past couple of weeks, we've had a couple of clubs that would like to start at a corporation. They've got a great meeting venue, and they just can't get the numbers they need to charter a new club. At the same time, we have clubs that are searching for a venue. And wouldn't it be nice if we brought the 8 people that want to start the club together with the 12 people who are looking for a place to meet, move that club into the corporate environment, create a new community club that takes advantage of the people that are already there and ready to go. So this is the sort of thing that I'd like to see us do. And there is no reason that we can't build the organization back up. We were able to support 150 clubs in 2010. There's no reason we can't in 2025.
Hey, good ideas, Dennis. How about the rest of you? Any other ideas that you might have to enhance club building, enhance membership? We've got a lot of low membership clubs. They're watching our show, looking for ideas, love to have members, love to boost that up to charter strength of 20 members. What can they do? How can the district support them in their efforts?
Well, one of the things that I started last year as club growth director was the idea of making clubs better one member at a time. And just visiting as many clubs as possible, a tradition I started as Division A director at the time, and just finding what makes clubs unique, what makes them tick, and bringing up their energy. And if you can identify what makes the club special and put that on their flyers. For example, we have a club that says, find your passion, be your passion. Another club is, we're nerds. And so when you have that on your flyer, then you have something more than join Toastmasters for public speaking. And when the person walks into the room, they have a better expectation of, so where's the toast? But really, all clubs are the same, but all clubs have their own special character. And if a club doesn't know what their character is, then how do they attract more people? And so helping the clubs find themselves is what I want to do with clubs. I call it the one vision kind of thing.
Good. Good. Thank you, Jeffrey. A lot of good ideas. Not just building membership and building clubs, but as our members come in, we want them to work the educational program in Toastmasters.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Pathways is Toastmasters. Toastmasters is Pathways. People out there in the world, if your club is not working the educational program, you are not a Toastmasters club. I just have to say it as plainly as that. I really get concerned when I see a club that gets exactly 4 level 1s, exactly 2 level 2, 2 more level 2, exactly 2 level 3, 1 level 4, 1 level 5, and they think that they're working the education program. That means that possibly as many as 12, but it could be as few as 4 people in that club have actually earned Pathways levels that year. So you have a club of 30 people, and 4 to 11 of them are actually earning levels in Pathways. What are the rest of the people doing? Well, if they're not working the program, they're going to lose interest, they're going to fall away. And that's why we see clubs that bring in 15 members but lose 17. Bring in 12 members, lose 14. And over time, even though they're exceeding all of their distinguished club points, they're ultimately failing.
Right.
It hides the problem.
Excellent. Yeah. They say worldwide in Toastmasters, only about 1 out of 3 members earn an educational achievement in an average year. That's a lot of members. Now, District 57 has actually historically been a little bit better than the rest of the world. But ideas that we might have, Maureen, that kind of falls into your area?
It does,
Helping.
and Dennis kind of touched on that, but one of the things we've been talking about as a trio is a Pathways Roadshow. One of the things we want to do is offer to come to clubs that are struggling to follow the education program, may have fallen away from it, to bring that to their meetings, in person, online, whichever it is. We also want to incorporate the recent changes, and we've realized that that's one way to get members to step up to take roles at meetings, because you have to do those now to complete any level in Toastmasters, any Pathways project. You have to serve as a Toastmaster or a grammarian or a timer or whatever. If you don't do that, you're never going to earn an education level anymore. You have to do that.
Right.
So
We're
think
starting to
about
round
that.
our time down on the show, and I've really enjoyed talking to each of you. I want to give each of you just a brief time to talk about what specific needs you might have, because a lot of our viewers might want to step up and help out on the district level. So just real quickly, Jeff, Maureen, Dennis, what kind of needs would you have for members to assist?
Motivated area directors for next year.
Excellent. Maureen?
Hopefully motivated division directors for next year, and more importantly, people willing to step up and volunteer to help at the conference, to help at contests. Contests are in person after the club level. It takes a village to run a decent contest. We have to have help.
Good. Dennis?
I would like to hear from Toastmasters who work at a company that has 150 or more employees in one location, because that is a perfect place to start a brand new Toastmasters club. And you can send these ideas to Jeffrey at d57tm.org, Maureen at d57tm.org, and Dennis at d57tm, wait for it, .org.
.org. Thank you, Dennis. And thank you to our viewers for spending some time with us to learn a little bit about District 57, a special and a unique place. And I challenge you to think about how you can fit in with our district. I challenge you to think about how you might want to step up from your club and volunteer for a leadership position in District 57. And I'll close with the great quote that Dennis mentioned from Miss Helen Blanchard, the first woman president of Toastmasters. And she once said that if you get all there is to get out of Toastmasters, you'll never get out of Toastmasters. Over to Shruti, our host.
Wow. That was such an engaging and insightful discussion. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. To watch our past episodes, check out our YouTube page at the link below. Toastmaster Time is sponsored by District 57. To learn more about District 57, go to d57tm.org. And for Toastmasters International, visit toastmasters.org. A heartfelt thank you to our District 57 leaders and our moderator, Michael Notaro, for sharing your wisdom and your experience. I would also like to thank our crew for putting up this show. I'm Shruti Verma, and from all of us here, good night.